They came to Bethsaida. There some people brought a blind man to Jesus and begged him to touch him. Taking the blind man's hand, Jesus led him to the outskirts of the village, and when he had put saliva on the man's eyes, he placed his eyes on him and asked him, "Do you see anything?" The man looked up and said, "I see the people, for as they walk about, they look to me like trees." Then Jesus again placed his hands on the man's eyes, and the man saw clearly. His sight was restored, and he saw everything with perfect distinctness. Jesus sent him to his home and said, "Do not go even into the village." Afterwards, Jesus and his disciples went into the villages around Caesarea Philippi, and on the way he asked his disciples this question: "Who do people say that I am?" "John the Baptist," they answered, "but others say Elijah, while others say one of the prophets." "But you, who do you say that I am?" To this Peter replied, "You are the Christ." At which Jesus charged them not to say this about him any more. Then he began to teach them that the Son of Man must undergo much suffering, and that he must be rejected by the elders and the chief priests and the teachers of the law, and be put to death, and rise again after 3 days. He said all this quite openly, but Peter took Jesus aside and began to rebuke him. Jesus, however, turning round and seeing his disciples, rebuked Peter. "Out of my sight, Satan," he exclaimed, "for you look at things not as God, but as people do." Calling the people and his disciples to him, Jesus said, "If anyone wishes to walk in my steps, they must renounce self, take up their cross, and follow me. For whoever wishes to save their life will lose it, and whoever, for my sake and for the sake of the good news, will lose their life will save it. What good it is to a person to gain the whole world and forfeit their life? For what could a person give that is equal value for their life? Whoever is ashamed of me and my teaching in this unfaithful and wicked generation, of them will the Son of Man be ashamed when he comes in his Father's glory with the holy angels. I tell you," he added, "that some of these who are standing here will not know death until they have seen the kingdom of God come in the power."